Have you ever wondered about these smart object layers inside of Photoshop Elements and if they're actually worth anything? This little icon right down here and right up here. Hi, I'm George, and I'll be showing you what these are and also how you can get a lot more out of these than you can normally do with Photoshop Elements. Let's start off by talking about what these are. These are layers that are locked and have a certain level of protection on them. And if you notice here, this one is for the winter JPEG right here. Above that's a copy. Here's an animal JPEG. Above this is a copy. Here's my people JPEG. Above this is a copy. So these layers that have this smart object layer icon on them, these are all the original layers that I brought in here, the original images that I brought in. They came in as these smart objects. And I use these just as backups, and then I make a copy of that for my project. And that's okay. Let me show you some of the advantages and disadvantages here of these smart objects. I'll take this one, just drag it up to the very top up here so it covers the whole picture like that. There we go. And let's go onto this layer right there. And I said that these were protected. So if I go over here, grab the paintbrush, I'll put a pretty good sized brush on this so it's easy to see. There you go, pretty big brush. If I brush across here, notice that I cannot paint onto these layers. They're protected from being painted on. If I go up here to the filter menu and I come down to my filters, let's just do a posterize. Again, notice that I can't do any filters on this. They're protected from that filter. So it's a safe way to have your layers in here if you don't need to do that. Now what we can do is change the sizes of this. I can take my corner up here, drag this down. I can resize that layer. That's fine. I can squish it in or out. That's perfectly okay. You can do that. I can rotate this thing around. All of those things are not damaging the original pixels in here. I'm not changing the pixels. I'm just transforming those pixels in a different way. I can even skew these if I wanted to. There's a skew motion in there. So you can do those kind of things, but you can't actually change the pixels on that layer. So they're protected to a certain level. I'll use Control Z. Let's just exit out of all that stuff. There we go. So it's a way of protecting your layers. You might say, okay, that's fine, but I don't really need to have that. What's the real advantage to me? The way things stand here inside of Photoshop Elements, there's not that much of an advantage. I normally ignore these layers. As we saw up here, I make a copy and I work on the copy and I just hide the original and I keep it in here just as a backup, just in case. Now you can take these further. There are more tools that you can use that are inside of Photoshop Elements. You just can't access those tools. To get to those tools, you have to use a plugin called Elements Plus, and that opens up those additional tools, allowing you to do more work in here on these smart object layers. Now over in my HTG Photo Coach program for Photoshop Elements, I have several new articles. I just put them up, all about how to use smart objects with Elements Plus. If you don't have that program yet, I know a lot of you already do, but if you don't have that program yet, now's a great time to get it. For the next week, up until September 5th, I have that program on sale for 25% off. I'll put a link for that in the description if you're curious about that. If you already have the program, then I have new articles in there all about these smart objects. Let's see where those tools are located. I'll go over here to the Effects panel, and normally when you go into Elements Plus through the Effects, you get this set of tools up here. And if you go through all these, you won't find smart objects anywhere in here. If you go over here to the File menu, come down here to Automation Tools, again, you're not going to be finding those smart object layers anywhere inside of here. They're kind of hidden even inside of Elements Plus. Now, to get those, you have to do an additional install. This is what we're seeing if we do just the regular install of Elements Plus. You see it over here, and you see it over in the File menu and Automation Tools right there. Let me show you what you have to do to get the additional tools. And you see those right up here. This is the section here labeled 1 through 19. A lot of this is the same as what we have over here, but there are additional things in here such as smart objects. So this really opens things up and gives you far more tools to work with. Okay, to do that, let me bring up my installation folder for Elements Plus. Now I installed Elements Plus onto my C drive. It gave me a new folder named Elements Plus right here. And let's go into this 2024 folder. And right down here, you're going to be finding another executable file right there. This is called action-based version. So you first do the regular install and then find your installation folder. And then you want to run the action-based version install right here. This puts in those additional actions and the additional tools inside of Elements Plus. So it gives you even more tools to work with. Okay, now that we know where this is, let's go back over to Photoshop Elements. That's right here. And when you run that program, that's what installs all these numbered tools over here. Again, a lot of this is included over here inside of these buttons, but some things are new or added in, such as the smart objects right there. Let's click on that, and here are the smart object tools. And there's a lot of neat things in here that you can do. Going through here, we can convert to an embedded object. Now, this is really interesting. I've opened up a new file here. I have 3 text layers, and I have a background layer with some graphics on that. I'll select the text 1 layer, that's a top layer in here. Let's go over here to Effects, and then Convert to Embedded Object. You saw a couple of window things happening in there. Let's go back over here to Layers, and notice that this is now a Smart Object layer. It has a little Smart Object icon. It's no longer a text layer. It's now a Smart Object layer. And it's protected because that's Smart Object. I could have done that just by simplifying the layer, but there are other reasons why you want to have a Smart Object layer. And one of those is that you can actually work on that layer by itself as a separate entity without touching anything else in here. I'm going to right click on this and let's duplicate that layer. There we go. So I have a layer copy, which is right there. There it is. Let's now go back here to Effects and come down to this button. This is the Edit Smart Object. Click on that one, and it takes me into that first text object. Notice it's in the same place there on that file, same location. If I come in here and let's edit this thing, and notice if I double click it here, we have text again. So I actually can't edit this as text. Even though it's no longer text inside of the main file, it is text here inside of the embedded file. I can have this as a non-text file here, but also as a text file inside of the embedded object. Let's just change someone here to say Word1 and choose OK. Notice that nothing has happened up here. Let's save this, File, and Save. And I'll save this back into the same location, choose Save. And notice how nothing has changed up in here. So we've made changes down here to this embedded file, but we hasn't changed anything up on top here. Now to do that, we can actually link the embedded file into this original file. Let me show you that one. Here's our text copy up here. Let's come down to Effects, and our next button over here, this is the Convert to Linked Object. I'll click on this one, and you will save this as a file, save it in the same place. So we're now getting a linked file, choose Save. I'll do the exact same thing. Let's just click on the Edit Smart Object. Here we go. This one says text. Let's just change this one now to say Word. And let's save this file. And replace, and yes. And notice how that has now changed in the original document because we're linked to this document. So the embedded one has the protections of being a smart object, but the linked object actually links to an external file. And that gives you a lot of freedom. I can actually copy this same linked file and use this in several different documents. And if I make changes in the one document, it changes in multiple documents. We'll see a bit more about how that works in just a little bit. Let's see, I'm on this animal layer right here. Let's make sure we're on our layer. Look for that light blue outline. Go over to Effects and click on this. And it's going to ask you to save this. It has the name of the original layer right here. And copy, that one is our original layer plus the copy. That's the name of the layer right there. And it's saving that layer out as a Photoshop Elements file. I'll just choose Save on that one. Go back over here to Layers. You see I now have this little link icon right here. I'm no longer seeing the layer mask in here, any of those kind of things. It's now a linked image. So this is now protected inside of my project, but it's linked to that new file that we just made. Let's go ahead and we'll open that one up. And it's right there. There it is. It's open. And here's that new file. Notice how it's not protected in here, but I have my image on the layer and I have my layer mask are all contained in here. So I can edit the file here, but it's not going to be editable back in my original project. And that again is very, very useful. That allows me to do such things as have maybe a logo in a project. I can edit the logo and then use that inside of other projects. And if I want to change those projects, I just change that one file that all those projects link back to. Let's take this one step further here. If I right click on this layer and let's duplicate that layer, choose OK. Let's do that again, right click and duplicate layer, choose OK. Let's now take these. I'm just going to drag them a little bit off like this. So I have 3 reindeer lined up right down here. Let's now open up that original image. That's our saved image right here. Let's now do something on this one. Let's just make this a negative, make it real easy. Go up here to Filter, come down to Adjustments, and let's just invert that. So that's now a negative, and we'll save that. And notice how when I saved that, it changed all of those layers over here. They're all now matching this original. So all those layers are linked to this one original copy. So that's pretty interesting. Gives you a bit of additional work you can do in here. Let's just do a Control Z to undo all of that. Now, it is possible to take a whole series of these and set them into a group. You may bring in a file that has a smart object group. That's a very common thing to do over in Photoshop. If you happen to get one of those folders, they're kind of hard to work with here inside of Elements. Sometimes they're not accessible. You can solve that and extract everything from those folders by going over here to Effects. And this is option right down here, Export Contents. You can replace the contents inside of an existing file. Now notice that I'm still on this one layer right there. So let's replace contents. I'll also put this girl in here just for something totally wacky. Let's go back to our layers. And notice how all of those link layers have now switched over to this new image. So I replaced the image that was in there just by using that replace contents. I'll do Control Z to undo that step. There we go. So again, a real fast way to edit a lot of things at one time if you have duplicates based on that original smart object. Down here, we can split a smart object. This again is used if you're bringing in a smart object from Photoshop where you have several layers linked together as one smart object. This can split those apart into individual layers, making it much easier to work with, or even possible to work with here inside of Photoshop Elements. This occasionally happens if you get templates that are designed for Adobe's Photoshop program. This can help you access the contents of those templates. And then finally, if you lose the file that your smart objects are linked to, but you know where it has been moved to, you can relink right over here. As I mentioned at the beginning, if you don't have my HTG Photo Coach program, which goes into great detail on everything in here inside of Photoshop Elements, including a lot of these different tools inside of Elements Plus, I have that on sale right now in just the next few days at 25% off. It's about $10 off right now. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I do new videos all the time. As you don't lose my channel, make sure you subscribe so you can always find me again. And I'll see you next time.